All right, so this is really just more practice using the compound interest formula. And again, you're going to have a decent number of these problems on your homework. So get on that early, practice, so on and so forth, right? So this first one, we're going to say, oh, hey, what happens if we've got $12,500 that we invest at 3% compounded quarterly, and we leave it in for 3 years? How much money are we going to have, right? So quarterly, we remember that that means 4 times a year. And so we would write, okay, we've got 12,500, 1 plus 0.03, right, that's 3%, over 4 compounding periods to the 4t. But we're gonna let t equal 3. So let's pull up GeoGebra. And we've got 12,500 times 1 plus 0.03 over 4 to the 4, and we were leaving it in for 3 years. And so that $12,500 is only going to turn into 13,672.59. 13,672.59. So interest rate makes a big difference. And in fact, so like if we go back to the, hey, you took that IRA money in instead of 10%, let's say you only got 8%, not 18, that'd be really good, 8%. So instead of $1 million, a little bit over, we are going to have only about $250,000. So every little bit, right, we go up to 9%, we're going to have 400,000. We go up to 10%, we're going to have, oops, that's 0.1, that's 1%. 10%, we're going to have 650 almost, and 11 is going to really kick us over the million mark. All right, so our second one, we've got $900. We are investing it at 7.3% daily, so that means 365 days a year because we don't worry about leap years. And we're going to raise that to the 365T. And we're going to leave it in for 7.25 years because who picks these numbers, right? So we've got 900, 1 plus 0.073 over 675. Scroll it down to the 675 times, and it was 7.25 years. So that $900 will turn into $1,527.81. $1,527.81. And that's it for this stuff. But we can talk a little bit about what this is really doing briefly. So like if we have a $100 item and we increase the price by 20%, we're doing, it's really the full price, or the original full price, 1 times 100, that's 100, and we're adding 20% increase, right? And if we say, okay, well, this item is going to increase 20% every year, then this is the first year, right? And then this would be the second year times another 1.1 plus 0.2. And this would be the third year and the fourth year and so on. And so instead of writing that, we could say, we're just going to raise it to the number of years, right? And so that's really where this formula is coming from. The only difference is that, if the interest is not just being paid once a year, if it's being paid half, if it's being paid twice a year, you're going to get half the interest every 6 months, right? So that's where we get that, say, 100, 1 plus 20% over n to the nt, right? That's where that formula, this one, is really coming from. All right, so we'll leave it there. If you made it this far, good work. But on next week, we will be picking up with logarithms. Logarithms, they're not hard, but most people are scared of them for some reason. I don't know why.